right? That somebody's gonna.
Yeah, but
And it still didn't listen.
they told key figures not to show up to work that day.
That's amazing.
So they
Key
knew.
figures, they told
Yeah.
key figures not to show up.
Insider trading, man. They know about it.
So, was that
Right,
a,
if you don't want to use it, you don't got it.
I read some. I read it.
was
But
that
it's
an act
it's
of
far from what
was
I.
that an act of war? Even
That,
though
I
it
was talking
by
about
war
Iran. I'm
country?
not talking about other wars.
Yeah, I'm talking about Iran too.
Okay.
It starts off with, why are we bombing Iran?
Oh.
Charlie, can you hear us?
Hey there, Charlie.
Chip, brand new clip, you, Charlie.
Move that mic, number four, like pull it out so I could see Reno. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Thank you. Cool.
I gotta make sure my phone's. Brian, make sure your phone's down, dude. Look, Heath is adding all kind of stuff to it. That's the whole point to it. My notes are just to help you guys jog your thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Cause discussion. You don't have to follow that. It just gives you a guideline. If you guys don't want me to do that anymore, I won't. I just thought it was Keith came up with a good idea.
Where's your boy Andre, man?
He said he had to go out of town.
Oh, for what?
I didn't ask him. I'm not getting into all that. Man, this dude's writing a gang of stuff. It really jogged his mind. It's a good thing, dude.
I do reading and then I just try to remember.
Oh, God. I'm just trying to help us have a productive show.
Let's go, homies. Let's go.
How's everybody doing today? This is KLZ 560 AM. We're always on the radio from 2 to 3 on Saturdays. You can always reach the guys at 303-477-5600. Again, that's 303-477-5600. All right, man, let's go around the room, introduce you guys yourselves. Let's get to it.
Hey there. This is Heath Heine, the windshield repair master. Let me find your crack and fill it.
I am your entrepreneur and local janitor.
I'm Brock.
Reno, owner of Blueprint Electric.
And so it's been an interesting week, man. You know, America's sitting there bombing, you know, a bunch of, I almost said, you know, something I shouldn't have said right there, but they're bombing another country, and they're bombing Iran. Why are we bombing them? I mean, all week long I've thought about it. I'm sure you guys have thought about it. I'm sure our listeners have thought about it. Why are we bombing them anyway?
I think this goes back to 2020 when, you know, President Trump was president the first time, and he ordered a strike on Qasem Soleimani or whatever.
Sounds like a terrorist to me.
But no, he was considered, you know, like second man in charge. He was like a hero in Iran. Like no other president would touch that guy, but Donald Trump, you know, gave him the go. He gave him the green light.
Didn't we just kill their
And
main
so
leader?
after, yeah, you just killed their
Ayatollah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, that's who we killed. But what I'm saying is,
Ayatollah Panini or whatever it was.
that's the only reason we just decided to bomb them, just because we didn't like their leader.
No, this goes back because the proxies, because Iran, you know, they put Israel and America together as one, right? So when Trump bombed Soleimani, you know, Iran took it to attack Israel, and that's what you have with the attacks of October 7th, when, you know, 1,200 civilians in Israel died. Now they could say that it was, you know, they could say that it was, that it wasn't Iran, but they paid for the malicious groups that, you know, orchestrated it. So they're funding them with their money. Iran could say they had nothing to do with it, but they had everything to do with it.
Mm.
So that's why you have such the war you do in Israel now.
Gotcha. Guys?
I thought it had to do with the nuclear, the nuclear weapons program.
That's what I thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a country that, listen, so, at least the way I believe, some conflicts can only be resolved by war. Yeah, you know, there's some countries that are not stable enough. They do not have leaders. We're being serious right now. Do not have leaders that are stable enough to even have a nuclear program. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Those people need to be bombed. They need, like, maybe they don't need to be bombed, but their mission to achieve their ultimate goal of receiving a weapon of mass destruction needs to be taken out.
Isn't part of the agenda for this war to like usher in you know, the second coming or anything like that? And I know it seems a little bit off topic, but for most Christian nationalists and stuff like this, they believe that the war has to happen in Israel in order to bring that in, therefore making it a holy war.
Yeah, but I can't agree. I
true?
can't agree with that for the simple fact they've been at war for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've been at war for so long. I mean, you know, just to say they're at war now, oh, that's the war that's going to happen. You're not.
It's never ended.
Positive in that. Yeah,
It's never ended.
Yeah, I don't think it's a holy war at all.
It's technically not a war, it's a military operation.
There you go. That's what's
Yeah.
fun. You're right. So no, he's 100% right, because Congress has to declare war, even though everybody's saying this is a war. Congress never declared it a war, so it's not technically, I guess, a war.
So even a president, you know, can't veto that, or they can't begin a war without Congress?
No, so I guess what the president does, president has the ability, he's the commander general, he can send our aircraft carriers, jets. He can bomb your land. He can send the troops in, the whole 9 yards. But there's a big difference between Congress declaring war and Trump or our president or our leader just sending troops in and bombing stuff.
So
But
he just has to give notification that he's sending troops.
Right.
How far in advance? But he has to give Congress notification that he's sending troops for military operations.
Yeah, but I think I seriously believe this goes back to what I was saying about the deadly attacks on Israel October 7th, because 1,200 civilians were killed, not soldiers. So they killed civilians brutally. So with that in mind, when you're going into the war now, talking about, a nuclear, they can't get a hold of a nuclear bomb. Look what they did without the nuclear bomb. They were just killing people.
Who was killing them?
Iran.
When
Militia. If you see this kind of horror that they're doing with just bombs and whatever they have available now, what are they going to do if they get a hold of a nuclear weapon? That's why it's so imperative that you stop them now.
So is it the government of Iran or is it the militias in Iran?
Well, it has to be the government because they're supporting them.
So
So it has to be the government. Well, because it is a holy war. In all reality, because if you look at a map, like I was looking one time, a friend was showing me, Israel, and then because there were different colors, right? So you had red Israel, and then everything else was brown, right? And I was like, what's the brown? He's like, that's all Muslim nation. I was like, my gosh, look how much Muslim covered around Israel, which is Christian based. So here you have Muslims attacking the Christians because they want their land. But Israel's like, no, you're not going to have my land because this is all, So I would say, yeah, it is a holy war.
Well, wouldn't Iran be charged as wouldn't that be war crimes at that point? But I guess if they just turned around and bombed Israel, when did you say that happened?
October 7th,
2023.
2023.
Yes.
But they say it was for retaliation for the order of President Donald Trump killing Qasem Soleimani or whatever.
Because the way war crimes work is willfully killing or killing civilians or prisoners of war. So couldn't they actually technically be charged under war crimes, or would that just be kind of like what we're doing, just bombing people? Because I think Trump has an agenda, like you said. You can't let these crazy dudes have a nuke. That can't happen.
Well, I don't want you to have a breakdown in what is it? A breakdown. Sorry, I'm having a breakdown, people. No. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you say that our president can't really declare war, it has to be Congress, but he can go in and he can start shooting up places and stuff, then what if the same goes for every United Nation or every other nation? If they go ahead and just start bombing people, but they haven't declared war, well, they're not in war.
Because
so how can they have? So how then could they be held for war crimes if they didn't even declare war?
Right, they probably can't. And anybody who knows more than us, call at 303-477-5600, because this is a formal war requires a joint resolution or declaration of war from Congress as a mandate by Constitution. Current actions, these are considered from the executive perspective authorized military strikes on a major combat operation led by President as Commander-in-Chief. While Trump's administration notified Congress of the strike, they have not requested a formal declaration. Okay, objective and scope. Formal war traditionally implies to total war effort aimed at the complete destruction and unconstitutional surrender of the enemy state, often involve full-scale invasion and occupation. So I think what we're doing, to declare war would be like what Russia's doing to Ukraine. Like Russia's full on going into Ukraine and annihilating everything. They're killing civilians, they're blowing up buildings. But what we're doing is just like a targeted attack on certain individuals to make sure they can't hurt us as an Americans or other people that wouldn't have the ability to be able to fight back, if that makes sense.
A side note that I have on that is I do think, from a military strategy point, and maybe ethical, and I'm doing air quotes, ethical, that the precision bombing gets its target rather than, like, you know, what happened with Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Oh, for sure.
You drop a bomb, it doesn't matter who it harms. I would like to, I guess, applaud the military for growing in that capacity, that they could be more precise on who they need to hit, when they need to hit, where they need to hit.
Oh yeah, we got the baddest military on the planet, dude. There's no doubt about it. I guess because I salute Trump for what he did, because if you let these type of people get it, because how many nations, can we look it up, or maybe a caller can call in and let us know at 303-477-5600, how many nations have nuclear bombs right now, or the nuclear
It's
capability?
low. It's like 7 or it's like 10.
The big
8 or
boys?
10.
China,
Yeah.
Russia.
What nations would that be? I'm sure China, America, Russia.
Pakistan.
Korea for sure.
I-
Kim Jong-un, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you see what I'm saying? Like that dude's a wacko, like Long Jong-loon or whatever his name is. Dude, like, why does that guy got a nuclear bomb? Like,
Kim Jong-un.
9 countries currently possess nuclear weapons.
I was on
what
it.
countries are those?
Russia, United States, China, France, United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea.
Okay,
See, and
China?
that's what I don't get. Why is it? Now I'm so for Israel, but why are they allowed to have a nuclear bomb? But then
Good
on the other
question.
hand, they're saying, "Oh, Iran, you can't." Like, in Iran's mind, like let's just take ourselves out of it for a minute, or your religious beliefs out of it, right? Just take yourself out of it and just think logically. Like, if you're an Iran president, it's okay for Israel to have a nuclear bomb, but I can't defend myself and have one also. That would be their mindset, wouldn't it?
There's 12,500 warheads, and who do you think has the majority of those?
oh, probably
China.
Russia. I say Russia.
America.
The United States holds 90% of that total.
There you go.
Whoa. Of how many?
12,500.
So-
Is there a way?
So
one of
we
us
have
can-
1,000 or 1,000 nukes or something.
Well, is there a way we can look up like the total amount that maybe Russia and China and America has total, like total nuclear
No,
warheads?
this is the total warheads.
Oh, gotcha.
Altogether.
That are active,
The-
that are in play as of right
So
this
it's,
moment.
it's 12,300 to 12,500, but the United States of America owns 90%.
Jesus.
There's this one bomb that China has, and they were showing off in the Olympics or something like that. I'm not sure where they showed it off. This is my opinion, people. They call it like 61, and it's 61 because it has like 60 nuclear warhead on it and 1 atomic.
Golly. I mean, you brought up a good question. Okay, so the Olympics just happened. Russia wasn't allowed to participate, or they could participate, but they couldn't raise their flag. If America would
No,
have
they
started,
didn't participate at all.
Or
Okay,
because-
well,
because
that-
of the
that's fine.
Ukraine
Yep.
Because of Ukraine and Russia war.
right?
Oh.
But if America would have been bombing Iran right now, do you think they would have kept America out of the Olympics?
Of course not.
Of course not. Because we're the most major player on the planet. Because I think everybody follows us except for maybe China and Russia. And to go back to what you're saying, why can Israel have a nuclear bomb and not Iran? I think it's the stability, the mindset of people. Like, Israel's under check to America because they're our allies. So if Israel has a bomb and they wanted to use a weapon of mass destruction, we would step in and say, no, you can't do that. Who's there to check and balance Iran? Nobody. They would just do whatever they
Just-
want to do, just like
they're-
Russia
well,
can do whatever they want to do.
Their allies. Their allies are Russia and China.
Russia's not going to stop anybody from using a bomb. They do that to the most
I know they're not
evil
gonna
country
stop
on the planet.
So I'm sitting here looking it up, and it's saying 2 different things. Between Russia and the United States, on one chart it shows Russia having a bigger stockpile than the U.S., and on another chart, it shows the U.S. having a bigger stockpile than Russia.
See, that's the
So I
war.
don't know what's
Right.
That's the real war. The real
what's
war is
accurate.
the real war is giving us all misinformation, giving us two variants of how does one tell truth from non-truth? Use Snopes? Is that the only thing we can?
No,
do?
that's
Is go to Snopes and be like,
good. What you're asking is really good.
But it wouldn't matter who had more nukes, because just a few would. That's all it would take
Just
to
one.
annihilate a country.
So between Russia and the U.S., it's 90%, not the U.S.
And somebody call in at 303-477-5600 and tell us, like, how many nukes would it take to actually destroy a whole country, let's say a continent. How many would it take to destroy a whole continent?
10, 20.
Yeah, you think that many, huh?
Well,
Yeah,
but
I'd
then
say,
we're talking about fallout too, though, because there's the initial and the blast and the people who are at the epicenter. Then you have the fallout of radiation and what happens thereafter.
Yeah,
And
what
that-
kind of
that's-
radius
gives you-
would that reach?
That gives you a nuclear winter, man. It goes around the world. The whole globe fills.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how many nukes would it take to do that? And that's what if it's just one, then by what we're doing, by all means, we need to make sure at all costs, if somebody could destroy our planet, we don't let that happen.
I think we should probably ask the Tootsie Roll Pop owl how many nukes to get to the center.
This guy, man. This guy. But I mean, no. Think about that. Like, it would be absolutely imperative to stop somebody from at least, and because we don't know the leader that just got killed. We don't know his mindset. We don't know the mental state of that person.
Mm-hmm.
There's crazy people in this planet.
Think
There's people that now get guns. They get background checks. They go into malls and they shoot up malls. There's kids going into school shooting up kids. Grocery store shooters. That thing in Boulder over there that happened a few years ago. There's wackos all around, and that's on a small level. Imagine if it was a big thing.
Yep, I see. What is it? With great responsibility comes, or great power comes great responsibility.
Oh my God!
And that's a tough thing, man. Even putting a gun in the hand of the wrong person, mentally unstable, ends in bloodshed. And
Wow.
How much more? How much more?
Dude, say that again. Everybody needs to hear what you just said. Re-say that, man.
The what is it? With great power comes great responsibility, and even putting the gun in the hand of the wrong person, mentally unstable, can cause him bloodshed. But much more when you give things like nukes.
That's crazy, man.
But the only thing,
So tens or hundreds of nuclear bombs would disrupt global climate.
The whole globe.
What?
Right.
So-
10
so
nukes or 100? You said what?
Tens or hundreds, but depending on where they, I guess it doesn't matter where they land. It's going to disrupt the atmosphere and the climate.
Okay. Well, what
So-
happens if it hits the ground versus explode
that's-
in the air? Is there a difference?
Well, what Reno's saying is between tens and hundreds. Dude, it could be 10 with just like China shooting at us and us shooting at them. That's 10.
Wow.
5 and 5.
Wow.
That could disrupt climate.
And
Wow.
It could disrupt climate to the point where
Nuclear winter.
nuclear fallout. Never know what could happen.
What were you saying?
I just don't see why America tries to be,
The police.
the police of the whole country, like the whole world. Like, I mean, we need to take our own interests, and I know we back Israel, and that's the number one reason why I voted for Donald Trump is for that very reason, and maybe that's what we're doing. But I think we totally need to stay out of, other people's situations.
Well, it always leads in ruin, man, because obviously I think, for what I know, going back to like World War II, yes, we needed to get involved because of what was going. It was a genocide of the Jewish people, unless you don't believe that. And so we had to get involved, and we were getting bombed by Pearl Harbor, by Japan, and so we had to move. We had to move on something. But every war thereafter, it's like we meddle, we get involved with something for our own interest, and then it has just terrible, terrible fallout, man. While like Vietnam, we might have lost 13,000. And I'm probably wrong. Quote me if I'm wrong, but 13,000 troops. They lost 1.3 million. It's like unbelievably unbalanced. A lot of bloodshed.
So let me ask you this, since you said that, if someone like Iran and Russia, or Pakistan and India, or countries in close proximity had a nuclear war, do you think it would affect us?
Yes. Yeah.
Then
Good.
why
Good
wouldn't
point.
we get involved?
Oh,
Good point. That's
good question.
That's a very good point. So getting involved for the greater good, so that something
'Cause
can be handled quickly.
If they have a nuclear fault or a nuclear war where bombs are launched, and we don't get involved, and if we stop it by getting involved, and it saves not only lives close to it, but it could affect us over here once that stuff gets into the atmosphere. You don't know how far.
But that's a
how
big
far the
gamble,
reach
ain't
is.
it? That's a big gamble to start it, to stop something that you think is going to occur. In aspect, it could start it.
It
Also,
could just be wisdom.
it could be good. It could go either way there. So that's just a gamble.
Well, I want to ask you, if America doesn't take the bull by the horns, who's going to do it?
I'll tell you. I'll tell
Well,
you
what,
what
I
to
mean,
do.
you know what I'm saying? Like somebody's got to step up. I mean,
Somebody's got
just like a business, somebody's got to step up. I mean, it's got to be done, guys.
Well,
And
that's
it's not a
good.
gamble.
That's good.
It's not a gamble if it's smart.
Whoa! It
But
is
the-
a gamble.
It's not a gamble.
Oh, okay,
How
so
is it a
you
gamble
go.
if-
Hold on, guys. Hold on. One at a time, Brian.
You say it's
and
not
then
a
Reno,
gamble.
then he.
You go in there and attack Iran to stop them from getting a nuclear war. If people that they're people that they have want to come and defend them, then guess what you have? You have a world war.
I guess it's a difference of opinions,
Well, of course.
because it's not a gamble. In my eyes, it's not a gamble.
That's
There's
powerful.
there's no gamble in it. If you're doing something that's gonna affect me, and I don't get involved, and then I don't get involved, it affects me.
That's good, man.
I-
I'm going with the
I-
Reno on that, man. I got to go with the Reno on that. That was wisdom, man.
I'm gonna go with Brian. I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. All right. Us 2-1, you 2. Okay.
I'm-
All right. We'll do this. We'll do this.
We're separating the room, people.
Yeah, we're splitting up on this. I'm with the Reno on this 100%, dude. If it's going to affect me, I got to jump in.
But I'm gonna say this, man. How many times can Tyson win a fight?
Oh.
Well, hold on. We
You know,
got to go back. Are we
majority-
talking his prime or now?
In his life, in his entirety, and he's not 200 years old like the U.S. is. The U.S. been winning a lot, but guess who's been preparing during those losses?
Hey, but somebody-
other countries have been preparing during their losses and our wins, and don't think that they haven't been counting every loss, getting better, getting better, getting better.
And it's not.
It's
only,
coming, man.
It's not only that affects me, but it's that affects those that I love, or those who I am partnered with, like Israel.
Yeah.
And people, this is a really good call at 303-477-5600. I have to go with Reno, because if somebody doesn't step up and put a stop to it, who's going to?
But come on, you got to say it's going to ignite something. It can either go one of two ways. It could go the way that Trump wants it to go, which is go in there, do the strike, hasn't declared war, and they bow and kowtow to us, and then all of a sudden we're on top again. Or they could have been preparing this whole time, man, because they've learned how it is to lose, and they don't want to lose no more. So that's why they're doing things. And I'll talk about it on the other side with these the economical impact.
Or
But you don't think we're getting better?
That's
we're just
hey,
staying
man.
in the same
He's rebuttaling you guys. I ain't even said nothing. He's rebuttaling you guys.
Or
all right,
their allies of Iran get involved and come to their defense, and before you know it, you have way more casualties, and now you have a real war at your hands.
So okay. So do you believe we should let an unstable country have a nuclear bomb?
Absolutely not. That's why
You
we're
two
involved.
men believe we should let some wacko just build a bunch of crap.
On that, if Iran does come up with a nuclear bomb, and they decide to use it, the whole country would get blown off the map.
So that's what Areno's saying. Somebody's got to for the sake of the little guy,
intervene?
Somebody's got to intervene. And if Trump doesn't intervene, what other United States president, and I hope every president's learning from what Trump just did, you should step in and put America first. Because you know what? America has to come first. I'm sorry about Ukraine. I'm sorry about Russia. I'm sorry about Israel. If we don't put a stop to some wacko, they're probably bombing America. They're probably not bombing anybody else.
I didn't even think that Brian had that idea. He must have watched the Trey Parker and Matt Stone's what is that? Team America. To be like, man, we're policing all of America, all of the world.
But it made me think about it when he said that. The thought came to my mind: if somebody doesn't step up and take the bull by the horn and protect the world and be that shield for humanity, who else is going to do it?
No, that's good, and I agree with that. Also, I'm like, stuck between both sides because there's good,
Yeah, what good's coming out of Iran if we just don't drop hundreds of bombs? Like what good could have came from what they were doing? I don't see the good in that.
There's a wise man, and he said, "War, huh? What is it good for?" Absolutely.
We'll
nothing.
see y'all on the other side. Thank you. That was good, dude. That was
Well,
really good.
remember what he said? Even when we don't get calls, he says, and
They
if
could be
Charlie's
super
hearing us,
engaged.
he said that they're super engaged, and it doesn't necessarily mean
It's
a
not
bad
a
thing.
gauge of
That
whether
was
we're
good.
doing good or bad.
Yeah, I
That was
think we
good.
stayed on.
Dude, we need to do a better job not acting like we're reading the internet while we're talking.
I don't think we were we?
Oh yeah, I could
Well-
prove like you were reading notes and you were reading this phone.
Well, I said I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
wouldn't
asking
say that. I
people
would
what
act.
some
You gotta
time.
act like you already know it though. When you're talking, don't act like you're bringing
Well, I'm
information.
not trying to be fake. If I'm looking it up, I'm looking it up. I mean,
That's just my opinion.
That's just my opinion.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
You gotta act like you stood on. No, I know it all.
I don't know it all. The day you know it all.
That was really good
No, it
stuff.
was good.
right there. That was good, bro.
I'm on this side. Yeah. Somebody gonna saw that go down.
That was really good, man. That was
Damn
good
you.
stuff. I've heard you guys debate before, but it's never been that good before. That was some good stuff.
We did stay
I mean,
on
that
top.
was really good, guys. I mean, Jesus, dude. I mean, I was like, I got to take a side on this debate.
You physically moved to Reno's side.
You don't think we can see Mount Gilbert from here?
No.
We
why?
climbed Mount Gilbert.
We've hiked it.
Yeah,
Mount
Is it-
Gilbert?
The tallest mountain in Colorado.
You guys hiked it.
Yeah.
yeah. Me and Brock, I think we're the only two that made
Yeah,
it.
we got pictures of it, dude.
14er?
Mm-hmm.
We can't
Yeah,
see
let's
it from
go
here.
back.
And what was that
It
mountain?
might be way down
We-
over
we
there
did,
somewhere, dude.
It might be that one right there.
I don't know.
We did Mount Elbert too.
Yeah.
You wanna go
We've
to,
done like 5 or 6 of them.
Can't you hike Pikes Peak or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
we
can drive.
we
You can
did
drive
that
up
one.
Pikes Peak.
Pikes
Yeah.
Peak?
We did
You
hike
can do
Pikes
that.
Peak.
You can, the incline. It's called the incline.
You did?
Yeah, me and Brock.
Me and him have done it. We've
You
done
guys
like
haven't
6
hiked in a while,
14ers,
huh?
dude.
Yeah.
It's been probably like 2 years since we've done one. I
Yeah.
just got the notification, so it's been about 2 years.
Yeah.
The toughest one was the one with the last one we did. Jordan was puking everywhere.
Was that Pikes Peak or was that?
No, that was
That was the one with two peaks, wasn't it?
No.
What was harder,
no.
Mount Elbert or Pikes Peak?
no, the hardest one is our last one. It took us like 17 hours round trip, dude.
What was that?
Princeton.
Princeton.
It was so hard,
17
dude.
hours?
There was,
Yeah.
I got pictures on my phone of that.
It was
Let's see it.
brutal.
Yeah,
It
you
was
got you
brutal.
got to start your day at like 3
It was
or
like a
4 a.m.
class 3, dude.
Plus, I didn't have the right shoes on.
Julio gave up, bro.
Yeah.
We couldn't make it.
Midway.
Almost a tree line.
I'm gonna tell you about the economical impact so far.
How's it going, everybody? Today, this is the second half of our show, The Guys Perspective, on KLZ 560 AM. You can always talk to the guys at 303-477-5600. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right back into it. We're in a heated debate. If Heath and Brian were kind of thinking that America sticks their nose into places they shouldn't, and me and Arena were like, well, somebody's got to defend America, just kind of to recap and defend the world. And Since World War II, the U.S. has engaged in numerous military operations authorized by Congress or initiated by the executive branch without formal declaration of war. Examples are the Cold War, Korean War, Vietnam War, Gulf War, the War on Terror, the War on Cartels, the current war we're at, but Congress hasn't declared a war, but because the President of the United States, which is, I believe, the most powerful man on the planet, can attack, and he's got to give 40 hours or something like that, or 2 days notice to Congress that he's going to do it. So I think what he's doing to Iran is a good thing, but that's me.
I don't think that you did tell people just now what are not wars.
Right.
But you didn't. Did you tell them what are wars? The
I did not.
The War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, Pancha Villa, and what was that? Remember the Alamo?
And those were declared wars by Congress.
Declared wars.
Like
okay.
when Congress declares war, you're
So they're-
buddy. It's full on. You can annihilate somebody.
So technically speaking, or legitimately speaking, there has not been a quote unquote war since World War II.
Right. Congress hasn't declared America in war.
So has there ever been a war on American soil?
Civil War. It's the only one I know of. Oh,
Yeah. Revolutionary War.
Thank you, Charlie, from
Yeah.
the booth.
No, he's 100% right there.
Revolutionary War.
But here's a better question.
I'm at war every day with my belly.
In these streets.
Here's a better question. Here's a better question. Since the turn of the century, has an enemy ever stepped foot on our soil to try to take us over?
No,
Or could
man.
they even?
So do you consider 9/11?
Good question.
No, it's called
Very
an
good
act of
question.
terrorism, is it not? It's
Yeah,
not an act of war.
terrorism.
I have my own opinion on that.
Oh, inside job.
No,
But
I
let's stick to
mean,
the topic.
Stick to the top.
so when it comes to Iran, and here's the only question I have is we're trying to eliminate them because Trump said these are the reasons why he's taking them out. He wants to get rid of their missile capabilities, annihilate or neutralize Iran's navy, prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, which I completely agree with, dismantling state-sponsored militia, proxy groups, or terrorist groups. The question I have is when did Israel jump in? Like what's Israel's part of this? We're trying to stop them from having a nuclear bomb, but why?
But like Brian was leading to is there's already been a war between.
Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? What up?
What
Jealous?
up?
How what do you think? Do you agree with Heath and Brian? Do you think we're just meddling, or should we bomb them and make sure they don't get nuclear capabilities? Wow. Wow,
That's
he's
good.
bringing a point. Thanks, buddy, for
Yeah,
calling.
thanks,
we
Dad.
appreciate that. Yeah, so he made a good point. Did we actually send Iran money at one time?
Yeah, he made a good point that I was gonna bring up before he called. All right, so Trump could go in there, do what he's doing, maybe cause a World War III. You're not for sure, right? And in 4 years after this, if it doesn't cause a World War III, right? A new president comes in. Before you know it, Iran could be back to their old ways, doing the same thing, trying to get weapons, nuclear weapons, and we're at the same situation we're at now down the road. Like the caller just said, our own president was sending money to Iran and they were using it to build weapons that just shot us.
But here's the thing. If we stop them now, that may set them back 40 years. So you either stop them now and you eliminate them now.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll let you finish. Yeah, you eliminate their nuclear capability now. They may never be able to recover from that. But if we don't, there's probably 100% guaranteed that if they get a nuclear bomb, they're bombing America.
So, what you're saying, Brian, is to just stay out of it because another one of our presidents is going to come up down the ranks and send them another 8 billion?
Yeah, you don't know that.
Is it? I'm asking a question.
Good question.
Yeah, I would say history repeats itself.
That's
yes.
That's
Most
a good
likely
answer.
bound to happen. I mean,
Well, shoot, the only way to stop that then is make President king, or make President Trump the king, so that no longer flip-flopping between Democratic and Republican.
Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. But hold on. He's bringing up a good point. You can actually keep the same party in if everybody votes Republican.
yeah.
But if they're out voting Democrat and you get a Democratical president,
I mean, I was
you don't
listening
know
to
what's
what you
gonna happen.
said, and you made a great advice that we might take him back 30, 40 years. But wasn't that the first strike supposed to do that? When we bombed them the first time?
Is that back to Bush?
We were supposed to set them back, but it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything at all. So now you're back at square one, doing it more intensely now. And who's to say it has to succeed? But I mean, you got to give it a shot. I agree with that, but you never know. We could be at the same situation. down the road.
Listen, man, if you take a big old crap and the toilet gets plugged, you got to plunge it. So if you come back and take another crap, you got to replunge it, bro. I'm telling you, we got to get rid of these fools. I'm telling you, at all costs. Call it 303-477-5600.
All right. So if you discipline your kid and he comes back and does the same thing, do you just stop disciplining them?
Well, this is a totally different
No.
story. Yes, because what you've done in the past is totally get Iran to hate your guts. You saw the videos, debt to America. This is before this is all occurred. How much do they hate you now? How much is their blood boiling to get you?
Your opinion is none of my business. Your opinion of me is none of my business. There's always going to be people that hate you.
Yeah.
Well, so before you go, Heath, does any country hate America more than Middle Eastern countries?
Not more than Iran.
Not to my knowledge.
Heath.
I don't know about that. But to second what Brian was saying, I do believe that, like, you know, every war that has happened in the Middle East and we've been involved in has only emboldened them to become a more formidable foe.
Yeah.
How, though?
Iraq,
Well, I'll tell you.
Afghanistan.
Like I was telling you, here's one of the things, obviously, because I'm not sure about all you guys, but obviously we have divided information that is being shared with us when we watch things like TikTok and YouTube and whatever. And if we're right-leaning, we're going to see right-leaning. If we're left-leaning, we're going to see left-leaning. But the things that I've been seeing, I guess, are left-leaning. is that Iran has been utilizing a bunch of like drones, man, that are like $20,000 or $50,000, and while that sounds like a lot, that's not very much in comparison to the Patriot missile and the NAD. Is it a NAD missile? Or
How much
anyway,
is a Patriot missile?
$1 million. Each one of them's
Wow.
$1 million, and you know how many it takes to take down one of those $20,000 or $50,000 drones? It takes about $3 million is being spent every time they send a $20,000 drone over, man.
Wow.
Now, believe me, they did that for a specific reason. They did that because it's crippling the U.S. economy by getting us into a deficit for it. It's a battle of like, hey, big bank take little bank, man, is what it is. It's a battle of like, you know, you can never win against that.
And people, if you know more than us, call at 303-477-5600. We'd love to hear your opinion.
And one other tidbit of information I gained from this was that they duped the U.S. Satellite missiles and stuff to the tune of like $5 million or better, because what they did was on an airstrip they painted shadows of aircraft like F-14s. The Iranians did. They painted aircraft, and we shot missiles down to just like the ground. It was paint. We blew up paint, cost $5 million.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Well, from
Wow.
from the liberal stance.
Well, does anything good ever come from war? I think what's happening from this can be good, but you guys think it's a bad thing.
Well, there's two sides to it. War is ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, people die in the most gruesome ways in war. But
Yes.
the end result, is it necessary? Like, will we get the same results without it? Like, what's another option?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what's going on if they succeed, right? I don't want to hear down the road that it didn't accomplish, what they were set out to do, and we're back at it again.
How would the greatest nation on the planet not succeed? I guess. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Well,
we have the greatest military on the planet.
Let's use Israel as a nation in God's chosen people, and how many times were they told to decimate their enemy, and they didn't. They took them captive. They took them home. They took them with them, and they went against God, and then that just didn't kill the sin or whatever.
Here's a question for you guys. Do you think if America was not present, all these countries would have already attacked Israel? Because I'm a strong believer that America holds back judgment. Because we have people who are praying right now. We have missionaries around the world, whether it's apostolic, Catholics, Baptists, whatever it is. There's somebody crying out to the Lord to protect Israel. So I wonder if America was not present, would Israel even still be here today?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think they would, but that's going along the lines of Bible prophecy, that why we're attached to Israel.
But see, therein lies the thing, man. And there's this guy James Tallarico from Texas, which I really like, because the guy is faith forward. Like, he's all about Jesus. And one of the things that he stated, and I stated this in one of our conversations time past, was the worse than tyrannical regime is one that believes they're on a mission from God. So when you have somebody who believes that they're on a mission from God, and that goes for us too as America, just as we can villainize anybody who has another faith and belief in another country, and we think that fundamentalism that they have is detrimental to others, we could be the same, man. We could believe so much that we've got manifest destiny, and we need to move forward and scalp people. I don't know. I'm a bleeding heart, man.
Well, on that note, why do you think there's so many countries hate America? Why? I mean, when you look at what America does, it seems like we're sending food over countries. It seems like when your country needs weapons, we help them. When your country needs money, we help them.
They're jealous.
Wow.
Yeah, I think a lot, and that has to do with being free for sure. A lot has to do with, we're free. We live in, we're one of the greatest countries in the world, and people are seriously jealous of that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe there's that, because we are pretty free. We do have freedom of speech. We can all come from different ideologies, thoughts, and everything like that. And
where do people talk about they're striving to get to America for the American dream, or what they don't realize is the American nightmare? But a lot of people are striving to get to America for a better way of life.
And call it 303-477-5600 and you can talk to us. I truly believe, but that's me, that if America wasn't present on this planet, I think Israel would have been annihilated a long time ago. I also believe that the reason why people hate America is, like y'all said, we have freedom and we're a God-fearing country, and I think they hate that stuff.
And that you support Israel.
Oh, that's a huge one, dude.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're, because I don't understand. I understand we're bombing to take care of their nuclear power, but I don't understand why Israel's bombing them. If I was America, I would say, listen, these people hate you. Stay out of it. We'll handle it. But for some reason, Israel, anytime we bomb something, Israel jumps in, and I can't. That's the part I can't figure out. And I don't think that that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, here's the only problem I have with what's happening in Iran is that Israel has jumped in. Now it's 2 countries versus 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me makes no sense. We can handle Iran all by ourselves. We don't need Israel's help.
But wasn't it the other way around, though? I mean, obviously it's the ongoing holy war that's been between Israel and Palestine, and we've been the ones to get involved. Yet again, while there's a war going on between Israel and Palestine, and there's all these people flying flags in here and choosing sides, then all of a sudden America, the big policeman that we are, gets involved.
Will that war ever end? Because it's been going on since Ishmael.
Thousands.
And that war's probably never going to end. But you're asking a good question. Why is that anytime Israel goes to war, America jumps in? Like, that's the part I don't understand. Or if we go to war, Israel jumps in. Like, what? I don't understand it.
Maybe that's like an ally. I mean, if any one of us are getting in a fight out in the street, guaranteed I'm jumping in.
No, for sure. But I think if it's just America bombing Iran, everybody stays out. But when Israel starts dropping bombs, I think that's when it escalates to a whole new level, because those people can't stand each other. So that's the, and listen, people, if somebody knows why Israel's helping us, because we don't need their help,
or why we're helping them.
Well, I see why we're helping them. Good.
I think it's Bible prophecy. It's in the scriptures.
End times.
Well, because isn't there a scripture that says, "He that blesses my people will be blessed, and them that curse my people will be cursed"? It's probably the reason why they're having all kind of problems over there, dude. You know.
Yeah.
But eagles wings, which represents America.
Right. I don't know. For me, I'm completely for Trump. I think Trump needed to do what he does. Just like you said at the first show, we need to make sure our planet is safe. The only thing I can't figure out is why Israel has to jump in on every single conflict America jumps into. Like, it makes no sense.
I mean, I've got a hypothesis, and it's that, Christian nationalism, believing in God and Israel, and trying to help them and through the Bible and stuff, that America is trying to usher in the rapture of the second coming of Christ, and that, Israel, the Jews, they're involved in the fight because they want to prove that Jesus ain't.
I mean,
it's just a hypothesis.
No, for sure. I mean, I just listen. You guys know my belief. Like, I don't believe we're ever going to see a world war in our lifetime. That's me. I also don't believe we're going to see the rapture in our lifetime. That's me. But I do believe that when Israel jumps in on other countries that can't stand them, it causes those countries to hate us more.
Am I a jerk if I want to make a bet with you that we're going to war?
Oh,
if I want to say, I'll bet you $100 we're going to go to war.
No, and I would in our lifetime, I would take that bet, because I don't believe we're going to see a world war.
Well, and now we have something, or at least I have something to go off of, which is the declaration of war only makes it war.
Ooh.
So I would bet you $100 that there's going to be a declaration of war.
You think Congress is going to? Hold on. Let's solidify this. Are you saying Iran? You think Congress is going to declare war?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
$100?
How's it going, Doug? Talk to us. How's it going?
Help.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. Let me ask you this, Doug. Do you think if America was not around that these other countries would have already bombed Israel? Wow.
Doug, I have a question too. Thank you so much, man.
Wow.
Wow.
I have a question too. What transpired in the 70s that changed everything in the Middle East?
Oh, quick question, Doug. So you support what America's doing?
I agree with
I
Doug.
agree.
It has to happen.
I
Oh,
agree 100%.
Doug, do you want to take that bet with me, man, on the $100 for that we're gonna go to World War III?
Congress is not declaring war, man.
No.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for calling.
Thanks.
That was an excellent call.
Yeah.
And anybody else who wants to chime in at 303-477-5600, phone lines are open. Give us a call.
Guys, this all goes back to October 7th. I don't care what anybody says. They killed so many civilians. It was the worst day in Israel since the Holocaust. I mean, think how bad that must be.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that was a really good call.
Yeah.
You had a lot of good information.
You did.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug.
And I love when people call and say we need more information, because we do. We don't know everything. We only go off of what we can research. We want to say thank you for all of our military here in America. America's the greatest country in the world. But Brian, I still think, I don't think that's the reason we're taking them out. I think we do not want them to have nuclear power, because if they do, I believe that an unstable individual, like you said the first show, if you put somebody who's got a mental illness with a gun, that's probably a bad day for everybody, depending on the gun they got. I mean, look at men that kill their wives and their children, or ladies that go into a mall and shoot people. When you're mentally unstable,
The school shootings and
yeah, you're going to jack something up. And like you said, if you get a weapon of mass destruction, you're probably going to target people that you don't like. And these countries don't like America.
I got a zinger of a question, a left field. Don't we obviously we like our guns in America, so you don't really want to determine who gets a gun or doesn't get a gun. So why do we need to determine who gets a weapon of mass destruction or not a weapon of mass destruction?
Well, because you
It's a
said
big gun.
Well, because you said it yourself. If somebody's unstable and they take that weapon, they're not just turning around and killing one home. They're going to annihilate neighborhoods.
Right, but we don't screen people for guns and stuff. If
We
they're
do.
If they're mentally stable to be able to own a gun.
Because online you can't tell that. When somebody orders a weapon online, you go off the information they give you. But I see what you're asking.
Yeah,
should the person be?
My point is just, my only point is being that it's a little bit incongruent for somebody to think that, oh well, everybody should have these, but then determine who shouldn't.
I think without a check and balance, and this is me, without a check and balance, a country should not have a weapon of mass destruction unless there's a board of people that have some kind of common sense. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know what I'm saying? I think, like America, you have the Congress.
But why did you determine they don't have any common sense? What? How did you come to your theory?
This is how I came to the conclusion.
Your theory is they can't have a nuclear weapon because they have no common sense. What brought you to that idea?
Well, I'm going to tell you. What brought me to that idea is the simple fact that you can hear them chant, "Death to America. We hate America." at that point they are our enemies. They're not sitting back showing the emoji of heart to us, that's for sure. I mean, those people want to drop bombs on us. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, that hatred runs deep for America. And that's the reason why I'm saying they don't have any common sense. Like I said, Long Jong-un or whatever that fool's name is. Kim Jong-un. Like, why does that guy have a nuclear weapon? And at this point, he's got one, so we can't stop him.
Why didn't you go? Oh.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? We can't stop him. But Trump tried. Trump tried.
You didn't go attack North Korea?
Trump tried. He many times in his first presidency, he turned around and said, we need to stop this guy from having that stuff. But now he's got it, so there ain't nothing you can do about it.
I'll tell you what's the bomb, man. Korean food.
It's the
There's
bomb.
some just up the street here.
Okay, we're going to say goodbye on that one, and we'll see y'all next week.
That's the bomb.
Bye.
Crazy Doug, man.
Talk about.
Doug was
That
cool.
was really good.
That's a tough topic.
That was
It is a
really,
tough
really
topic.
good. I mean, we did excellent on that. I agree with Doug. We need more
But-
information.
But here's congruent
Well,
and here's incongruent. Let me tell
We're
you.
not claiming to know everything.
No, for sure, because we don't. But at the end of the day, I'm with the Reno on this, dude. You got to stop these people from getting weapons, bro.
You know what we didn't ask Doug, man, was if he was military. See, because we're all talking. None of us are military, right?
Right.
Right.
We're all talking about this, and it's amazing that none of us have been in the military.
Right.